Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Do you love the movies? Do you miss going to the video store, acid-washed jeans, and MTV with music? I know we do. Welcome to Mike and Anthony Soda Pop Culture Club. Me, Mike, along with my co-host, Anthony.
Let's play Tummy Sticks.
Oh, I'm excited. We bring our take on a classic movie every Monday from the 80s, 90s, and beyond, during which we will play the game and open up a six-pack of favorite scenes. We also point out a couple of generic scenes as well. And at the end of the show, we'll rate the movie 1 to 24 cans. 1 can is being ignored as you're being beaten up on the football field by your best buddy. And 24 cans is probably Tummy Sticks. I don't know. Some people might like that. I don't know if I'd want it. I don't know. Anthony, will you try it with me so I can get an idea?
24 cans is hooking up with Rachel McAdams or Isla Fisher. That's 24 cans.
Yeah. I mean, who has two daughters that are like that?
Rich people.
Rich people, really? I don't know if that's that's a misconception that rich people have everything. I mean, they have all the money, but doesn't mean they have everything. They have the same problems you do.
Poor people have hot kids too, but they just usually take wrong turns in life.
Poor people have hot kids too. They just happen to be down at the strip club on the pole.
Or worse.
Or worse. Okay. I was going to say, I've never been on the pole, but I'm not rich.
I've been on the pole, but it was at a bar. It was a pole for everybody. I told you that story. They installed one in a bar I went to.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the pole.
Did people use... Oh, you've been... Okay, so people use it. Okay, but before we get to all that, we want to let you know some things. We have changed our podcast company. I just want to throw that out there right now. Basically, that means we're with the new host. It's Podbean. They have an app. You download that app. You follow us. We see there's enough followers. Him and I may do a live when we're together. Just randomly do a podcast, just talking shit. So there's that. And Anthony has one more thing he wants to tell you.
I do. If you would go to the Apple Podcast site and crash it like it was a wedding. Crash that fucking site. Drop a review. In that review, let us know a movie you would like us to take a look at and speak about. We will do that for you.
Man, you want to do a what? And what was that Inception type of explanation you gave?
On there, leave us a review. I will make you a bicycle because I'm a clown.
You will make a bicycle because I'm a clown. Okay, are you ready for the trailer, man?
Yes.
All right.
This summer, two people will come together to celebrate the sanctity of marriage.
It's wedding season, kid. Crashing weddings. We are going to have tons and tons of opportunities to meet gorgeous ladies that are so aroused by the thought of marriage that they'll throw their inhibitions to the wind.
And who's going to be there to catch them?
Grab that net and catch that beautiful butterfly, pal. Who are we this time?
Lou Epstein. Once you meet Chuck Schwartz. Sanjay Collins.
Chuck Vindaloo?
Seamus O'Toole.
Bobby O'Shea.
I'm ready to get drunk. Okay, so what angle are you going to play here?
I'm going to go with the balloon animal display.
I'm going to dance with the little flower girl. I might be a charter member of Oprah's book club.
It's all deadly.
Owen Wilson.
You know how they say we only use 10% of our brains? I think we only use 10% of our hearts.
Vince Vaughn.
Tattoo on the lower back. Might as well be a bullseye.
With Christopher Walken. Wedding Crashers.
I always knew my first time would be on a beach.
First time?
We're gonna be so happy together. I love you.
Stage 5 clinger.
Stage 5 clinger. I think at this point you've got what they call a full unencrusted dingleberry in your life.
Yeah. I call him Mike.
Bird. Sick bird. Oh my gosh. Go ahead with the numbers, bro.
So true. Here's our breakdown by the numbers. Directed by David Dopkin and starring Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Christopher Walken, Rachel McAdams, Isla Fisher, Bradley Cooper, Jane Seymour, and Keir Let's Play Tummy Sticks O'Donnell. Wedding Crashers was released on July 15th, 2005, taking in $288.5 million at the box office against a $40 million budget. It scores 7.0 out of 10 on IMDb and 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Excellent. How much money did it make again?
288.5.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of money. It is definitely a lot of money. But I want to, I haven't been doing this for a while, and I found a few facts on this movie. And I figured before we get into it,
All right.
and we do some other things, I'll talk about that. The script, Owen Wilson wasn't comfortable with the original script, so he and Vaughn changed most of it. There's a few more details in it, but basically they went in and said, man, get rid of this, get rid of that. And they pretty much made it what they wanted.
Get rid of the donkey.
Yeah. They add, and on the scene where he says the 10% of our brains, 10% of our hearts, that is 100% an Owen Wilson created ad lib.
Nice.
Yes, that is. And then on Bradley Cooper, because he plays an asshole and everything. Well, he actually talked about this inside the actor studio. His appearance. He said on Alias he played the nicest guy in the world, and then he would try to audition for movies after that, and the feedback was like, wow, Bradley's such a nice guy. Yeah, I don't really see him in that part. And then after Wedding Crashers, it's like, Bradley, yeah, he's an asshole.
He's the perfect asshole. But it's funny because Bradley Cooper, he is a great fucking actor, and he can do both
He's
sides.
a good actor. I wouldn't call him great.
No, I'd say he's great.
He's no Matt Damon.
He's great.
He's not Robert De Niro great.
He's fucking great. Shut up.
He's a good actor. I would call
he's
him
great.
He's not Tom Hanks.
He's great.
I mean, that guy's still alive, right?
Bradley Cooper is fucking great.
He's good.
No, he's great.
He's typecast him 90% of everything as an asshole now. So
no,
therefore
he's
good.
Are you kidding me?
What he's like got one or two outliers. Most of his shit is out. Most of his famous shit is asshole.
He's great.
I mean, you only have one movie where the Star movie, Stars
Born.
That's an outlier. And
Silver Linings
Playbook is an outlier. But beyond that,
they're not outliers.
They're the two movies that
and
he's amazing
in both of them. They're not outliers.
But every other movie he does, he's an asshole.
No, he has fucking range. He can do a lot of different shit.
I like that. He calls it range.
He's great.
He's played two different characters. That's range.
Range, you fucking idiot.
Range. You know what I have range for? Do you know what I have range for?
The game.
But before we get to the game, we got something we need you to hear. And here you go. Hey, Anthony, I've been trying to be a little healthier lately.
I do. Good job.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. But I've been golfing a lot more. And because of that, I've found I've been getting a little dehydrated out there. What about yourself?
I've been exercising more and trying to not die. So that's been good. But at the same time, the problem is we do this podcast. I drink to get through it. So then I've got the whole alcohol thing going on.
That's right. And that's why we've started using Liquid IV. It's the category-winning hydration brand fueling our well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product we were missing in our daily routine.
One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you twice as fast as regular water. It does not have the 11 original herbs and spices of a chicken place, which are not original, because guess what? They already existed. You mix them together. That's fine. They have 12 separate different flavors that taste amazing.
Yes, they do. And they also contain 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. And my favorite flavor is strawberry lemonade. What's your favorite flavor, Anthony?
Oh, I like a lot of them. I gotta say, Concord grape and lemon lime, though, are kind of, I'm partial to those. They're all good, though.
To get your favorite flavor today and get 20% off, just go to liquidiv.com and use promo code SodaPop at check. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SodaPop at liquidiv.com.
Tastes better than water.
Okay, Anthony, are you ready? Are you ready for this?
I'm always ready to lose.
And And you know what time it is. It's game time. We're going to play the game. And the game is where I'm going to read Anthony 3 movie reviews. One of them is, I was going to say real, but one of them is fake and the other 2 are real. And all he has to do is guess the fake one. And he's such a genius
Or
at this.
guess the 2 real ones, because I'm really good
Or
at
guess
that.
the 2 real ones. You know what? To me, that once you guess the first one wrong, at that point, go for the real.
I gotta tell you, if this game was about guessing the 2 real ones,
You're pretty good at
I'm
this.
batting about 980.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good at this.
I'm
All
awesome
right.
at that.
Are we ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Lisa Schartzbaum, Entertainment Weekly. What we learn is that the pairing of Vaughn and Wilson is a success to do a matchmaker proud. Lydia Dietz, MovieDeets.com. A tired concept. The only thing it has is the chemistry between Vaughn and Wilson. Susan Granger. This buddy comedy is contrived and formulaic, but its off-color raunchiness is also fun.
The fuck that you actually said Lydia Dietz, are you kidding me, dude?
Hey, I gave you a softball.
Oh my God, that wasn't even a softball. That was a wiffle ball.
But I do want to say this. The fake website I gave, MovieDeets.com, I thought that was pretty good. Come on. You got to admit. Like,
Lydia
she should have been a movie reviewer when the internet came along.
So here's the thing. Like, you go from giving me fucking names that aren't actually mentioned in the fucking movie, the full name, to Lydia Dietz.
Well, I'm sorry. If you listen to the other episodes, he whines so hard about the names I pick. So I throw him a softball from Beetlejuice, and he's crying about it being too easy.
I'm not.
Go for it, buddy, because it's coming.
You a lot of time give names that, unless you sit there and read the actual fucking credits of what was their full name in the fucking movie. Oh, that's their actual name. Even though nobody ever fucking calls them that in the movie.
Well, I've got you some coming up here that I hope you cry the other way.
All right, I'll tell you what. Next time, give me Mallrats TC, what TC stood for. That's like the kind of shit you do.
Maybe. Or there'll be the random guy in a sports movie with just his last name on his jersey, and I find out what his first name is. And it's not even like a main guy. It's just the guy that happened to be standing on first or something on a baseball movie when you saw the main character. Yeah.
That's why I don't like you.
Although Jack Parkman, you would know who that is, so I wouldn't use that.
Yeah. I think I call that one the masturbator.
So anyways, so here we are, Wedding Crashers, great movie. I watched it again yesterday. When did you last watch it?
Not that long ago, because it's one of those, if it's on TV, I'm fucking watching it.
Yeah.
You don't turn it off.
Concept of movie, it's kind of interesting when you look at this movie. I find it basically 2 dudes whose whole every year have a season of wedding crashing. Right. Like they go to wedding season. The thing is I know there's a season for people to have weddings. What is that? June? Somewhere around?
Yeah,
April,
probably.
May, June, somewhere in that area.
Spring.
Yeah, but I never really paid attention enough to think that it would be like you get jazzed up and go, this week we're going to this, and this week we're going.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing? I don't
know, but it's fucking brilliant. Well, it's funny that we're doing this movie because as we're recording this, I am today leaving for a wedding and being in the wedding tomorrow.
I'm sorry, man.
I thank you.
Nah, but being in a wedding isn't so bad. I mean, someone likes you, and someone cares enough about you that they want you to be a part of their moment.
Exactly.
So I don't want to say it that way,
no,
but I've done it enough that I don't want to do it anymore.
It is also and many times I've heard people complaining because I have to be in a wedding. And it's not about the actual wedding itself. It's just all the bullshit involved with it, Yeah. It's like you have to buy, which it's still to this
shower. You got to shower.
How come the guys have to rent the tux, but the girls buy the dresses? What's up with that?
I find that unfair.
What's up with that? Like, these tuxes ain't fucking cheap.
And you know what? Something about that? You want to know something about that? I bet you might wear that tux more than they'll ever rewear that dress.
Oh, I would for Halloween or something. I would do Prom Night Massacre and fucking rock that tux.
But I think that's why they do that. Think of it this way. So with women, they're making them buy the dress each time because they're all unique to that. So they know they're getting that disposable product out there, and it'll never, because they'll have to buy another one anyways. Well, if they let you buy that tux, motherfucker, you're gonna wear that to the next fucking wedding, and they're not gonna make any more money off you. So
and the funny thing too, if you think about it, it's like guys are much more likely to fuck up their shit than a girl.
Yeah.
So you're returning that tux, and I remember being 15 and my sister's fucking wedding and having puke all over the cummerbund and everything by the time it was done, and like all this shit. And they returned it. They took it. It's fine. But yeah, seriously, because my son is the ring bearer in this wedding. He's like, why can't we keep the tuxes?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the whole wedding racket that they do.
I think I explained that. I think I cracked that code on the dresses. Women have to buy them because they're disposable. They'll never get to use them again. And men have to rent because they could use it again. So therefore, we have to make you come back out and get it.
But here's the thing, because there's a difference between a suit and a tuxedo. And the fucking
I know.
A tuxedo, you ain't really wearing that shit to anything else. Weddings and proms, and that's it.
No, but I will say this, and you hate this, but when I was in show choir, we kind of had a tux-like outfit. It had a cummerbund and a tie.
Okay, show choir. Let's throw that in
there. Show choir might use it. I had another use for one. I had a tux, actually, at one point.
We need to just buck this fucking trend, like, for a wedding, wear a suit. Let's get matching suits.
When I owned a tux, no one ever asked me to a fucking wedding.
The suit's probably going to cost you less than fucking renting the tux, and you can keep the suit.
Yeah.
Why don't they? It's just, again.
Yeah, but I think if your friends were cool, they would say, let's do matching, like, blue suits or black suits or, like a navy, like a dark, something cool. And then at the end, you keep it, and you could just match a different shirt and tie, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. We cracked. Anyways, that's not wedding. But I guess if we were crashing a wedding, you and I would definitely not be wearing a tux because that,
right.
That's just not cool. That's just not cool. But it was. But this movie, I mean, basically the whole concept is they crash the weddings, and how that came about, and you'll find this interesting, is that the producer, I forget his name, but I probably could find it if I wanted to. But he. When he was in college, they actually did this. They didn't do it I probably didn't do it like this, like this is the Super Bowl type of situation like they do, but they actually crashed weddings. Probably to go drink for free, my presumption. He didn't actually say that part, but yeah, they crashed weddings. So, and he's the same guy who produced one of the movies that you love, probably your favorite, what you call Christmas movie of all time, Serendipity.
Serendipity. It's not my favorite all time, but
whatever.
Andrew Panay, is that who you're talking about?
Yes, Andrew Panay. You got him. He came up with the concept, and then the people who wrote it, I forget their names, but they wrote "We Are the Millers" too, which is pretty good. It is. A good movie. So those guys know how to write a funny movie. I'm just going to say that. Although, as we know, Vaughn and Wilson took a hatchet to this, so maybe they know how to take an idea and get it onto the page, and then someone else knows how to make it better.
Oh, they did a great job with it.
Yeah. But my question is, I want to know how these two have are they lawyers or mediators? What are they? They were mediating in this movie, but are they actually lawyers?
No, they're maple syrup conglomerates.
No, they're not venture capitalists with holy shirts and pants, and they're not maple syrup conglomerates. But at the beginning of the movie, what they're doing is they're doing divorce mediation with that couple.
No, they are divorce mediators.
Is that all they do? Is just divorce mediation? Oh my gosh! How do you get that job? What qualifies you for that job? That's what I want to know.
Being a wedding crasher.
Well, that's you know how it all begins. So hey, why not be there at the end?
You're causing some divorces. Crashing.
No, but I totally go that first mediation. I have a 6-pack straight off the back because I just want to say I could probably pick a 6-pack out of every scene.
There's a lot of 6-packs in this for sure.
But one of my favorites every time I hear it is when they're arguing over the miles and shit, and the wife, the guy's wife on the other end is pulling out the pills, and he says, "That's it, go to comatose for me, baby." I love that line. It's like fuck you.
Oh god,
that's the worst. But then he also, when they find their common ground, he offers her water. Says, make sure she has water.
And it is funny though. I think it's brilliant. Like, you don't think about it that way. Like, it is brilliant to have them be divorce mediators which would lend to why they're wedding crashers, because they want nothing to do with a serious relationship, because they see everything that happens after that.
The bitter end. They
All the
see
shit
the
you go
bitter
through.
end of everything. Yes. It's like, I see the results. It's apocalypse, man. I don't want nothing to do with that. But no, it's one of my 6-packs straight off the bat. Them being divorce meteors, that whole thing. That's great. And I also love a scene not too long after that where Vince Vaughn's in his office and that chick offers the date up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what? Go ahead.
That's a 6-pack for me. The whole just the tip diatribe,
Ass out hug.
That whole fucking thing is just, that's great. And I mean,
but I think, do you think he was making a point of like how inappropriate her thing was by being more inappropriate back towards her?
No,
because that's what it felt like.
I think it was more just leave me alone, or this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You want me to really explain this to you? Because I will. These are my beliefs. Here you go.
But that being said, the thing with that he talks about before that is the birthday, spending the night.
Yeah.
With Owen Wilson for his birthday. I want to know
if I
you
won't.
would come over and spend the night with me for my birthday.
No. I mean, I would, not just like for your birthday.
But no, for my birthday.
No, probably not. I think I'm masturbating that day.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because it's my day to masturbate.
Well, what day isn't your day to masturbate?
The ones that aren't your birthday.
And every day is your day to masturbate. I think that's what everybody just learned.
Arbor Day, out of respect, I don't do it then.
Okay, but at this point in the movie, we didn't know what they were doing. Now but obviously we know the title of the movie, so we know they're going to be wedding crashers. But yes, we learn what they are and who they are. But when they start talking about wedding season and what they're into, and this is one of those things, they talk about. Well, when they go out, we see a montage of them doing things. We get a little deeper in a couple of them, but we see a montage of them going out to different parties, being different personas.
Yeah.
And they kind of give an explanation of that. And one of my generics on this, and I believe, I didn't look it up, I should have, and I'm pretty sure there was a large contingent of people who were pissed off and not happy about this, was my generic is the Purple Heart thing.
Yeah.
Because what that's called, but people don't know, maybe that don't think about it, that's called stolen valor, if you know what that term is.
Yeah.
It's where you pretend or say you did something with the military, but didn't, and you didn't earn it or go out and get it, but you're reaping the benefits of it. And that's kind of what that is. So I'm guessing that's kind of generic to me in this. I mean, there's plenty of other things that could be generic in this, but I'm sure if I were to look at it from a what's appropriate or not. But definitely that one's probably number one, because it's the one thing in the movie that I think is the lowest part of it, in my opinion. Like the lowest.
I don't think so. You're making shit up to get laid.
Yeah, but stolen valor, like you could have. There's other shit you can make up. You could say, I was a doctor in Africa trying to cure malaria, and I lost a lot of good men out there. I mean, there's so many ways you can do that without saying I was in the military and took a bullet and I lost the good men out there. You don't have to say that. That disrespects a lot of other people. I'm not usually the type of guy that is rah military. You know that, but I do believe if you didn't earn something in that particular arena, it's faking it. It's not. I don't know.
Doesn't bother me at all.
That's
it's a fucking comedy. You're lying to get laid.
I will agree with that. They are lying.
There's a lot of shit they lie about. You're taking away from somebody else that's done that.
I just want to say, how many people do you think, how many dudes watch this? How many dudes, like, I think this is one of those movies that dudes watch and go, man, wish I'd have thought of that.
It really is a kind of slap.
Like, I wish I'd go to weddings and fake cry and tell stories and get laid.
It is a slap your forehead. Wow, I could have had a V8 moment. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what I saw during all that montage of those weddings, and even later on, is that the really true talent for doing this that they have is not being comfortable with not being 100% yourself.
Right.
Like somehow being able to be so comfortable and having a good time while still threading that needle of I can't really be who I am.
You got to believe the lie.
That's damn straight. You got to believe the lie.
Believe it till it's true.
Yeah. Well,
But I think
that's
the
the big
brilliant for
lie.
them, like it's the research that they put in.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Okay, so
that's a lot of work.
Is that part of the fun, the research? And
I think to them, yeah.
Yeah, and so to me, my other thing is, and I was thinking, like, the problem, weddings are generally once in a lifetime events for people. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. But they're usually pretty big events for people. At least those type of weddings, they crash. And I was thinking, is the fun of these parties, is the whole goal with all that they do, this research, is the whole goal just to get laid, or is it the experiences at the weddings that mean the most? But the thing is it's not like you're ever going to see these people again and go, hey, man, remember that wedding? It's only going to be the one guy. So who do you share it with?
I feel like when they started, it was all about the end game, to get laid, right?
It was
they've been doing it so long that it's more the thrill of the hunt and the work that goes into it. Like it's
they found the nuance, the enjoyable nuance.
It's their thing. It's literally, I mean, when you think about it, it's like anything that you get into that you enjoy, that like whether it's for you, like golf, like you're a fucking golf nerd, you want to tell all this shit about golf technique and all this stuff. But it's just like the more you get into something, whatever it is, it's almost like a hobby.
Yeah.
But it's like you put everything you have into it. And I think also it's like when there's something you do, whether it's good or bad, there's something you do that you enjoy doing, especially once you get good at it.
Yeah.
And you just want to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And then it's a train. You can't stop them.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But I like how it kind of fizzles out at the end of the montage where the one girl's like, would you say you're completely full of shit or just 50%? And then all of a sudden he has this realization, am I being sleazy? And were they being sleazy? I think it is sleazy and predatory, but what do you think?
It's sleazy, but
is it?
I don't,
in today's world, how is that viewed? Lying to?
I don't think I necessarily call it predatory. I mean, you're lying to get laid, but
false preconception.
Every fucking guy on the planet's done that. I'm sure.
You're right, but that didn't make it right, Anthony? So
now it makes it right, but I'm just saying, like,
self-awareness is a.
Here's the thing. No, like any guy, there's a lot of douchebags that will lie about the kind of car they drive, how much money they have, like different stuff like that. So, I mean, that's what a lot of guys just fucking do. So I'm going to tell you, to me, I'm not calling it predatory or anything. There's nothing forcible happening here. I think that, to me, is also on the women that don't have good bullshit detectors.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so here's what I want to tell you. I think
there's also
world. My term is correct.
There's plenty of women in the world that fuck losers and know they're losers. So
you're right. I'll give you this. Rachel McAdams is with the Zach Bradley Cooper's character.
Zach.
So what an asshole douchebag, and she's probably nailing that.
Do you realize? I never realized this until I was looking up shit for this. That it's Sack. It's not Zach. I always thought it was Zach.
Oh, it's Sack.
It's Sack. SACK.
Well, fuck me.
I never fucking knew that. It's fucking.
What the hell is his name?
Sack.
No. Like if you is it. When you look up on IMDb or something like that, What do they say?
Look it up right now.
You're saying it. They call him sack, like a sack of testicles.
Or a QB sack, because he played football.
Sack Lodge, yeah. What a fucking douchebag name, too. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we're fucking morons.
We're not. Through the whole movie, it sounds like Zach, and that's what you would think.
No,
I swear to God, I wonder how many people actually have watched that movie and actually realize that's his name in it.
Sack Lunch. I didn't get that. Now I do better. But anyways, but no, I think predatory in today's world, that's what they would call it. I think they do. I think when we watched this before, it wasn't. But now, sex under false pretenses has become much more of a magnified thing. And I think that's why I think it kind of is in now today's terms.
I guess, you know what? If it could be if they had delved more into showing these women had been drinking at the reception.
They were. They were. They were having a good time.
Well, you assume that, but I'm just.
They lost a lot of good men out there. They had a few drinks, they danced, and then they went home and had sex with them thinking they were who they are. Now, that being said, did we get a kind of an out with the one I said that said, are you full of shit or 50%? Did she kind of know the whole time that he was full of shit?
And there you go. That's
was just wanting to have sex. So we don't know. Maybe some weren't victims. Maybe some
bullshit detector, and they're like, I just want to get laid.
Just having a good time. That's all. Just having a good time. Because women do that too, not just men. See, that's what people forget. We always think we're the only ones trying to go out. No, sometimes they used you. Have a good day.
So, this is a random question, but just a question for you. Because when you mentioned earlier, and this is outside of the movie, but it just made me think of something. When you talked about how it's a once in a lifetime event, well, sometimes, for a lot of people, it's a once in a lifetime event.
Well, this big of a wedding, after that, they get smaller. Right. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. Question then. If you're asked to be in a wedding.
Yes.
And for, your friend asks you to be in a wedding. If they get divorced and then this friend of yours later on is going to get married again and asks you to be in it, what do you say?
I say, well, it depends on the friend.
Either way.
Depends how close I am.
Like, to me, I'm like, no.
I would because I would respect their wishes, but I would say, hey, man, we've done this before.
You're paying for everything, okay. I'm not dropping another fucking dime.
If you're paying. If they pay, I'm all the way. That's right.
I'm like, which again, I'm going to a wedding. It's cost us.
Like I said, it would really depend on the friend, and if a friend listens to this, it's like, okay.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Figure out who you are.
Just kind of going back to when we talked about.
Wouldn't that be awkward if you got divorced and then you asked me to be in some wedding?
I'm not going to ask you. Don't worry.
No. That's my point, though. Wouldn't that be so weird and awkward? I would do it, though. You don't understand. I would totally do it because
I know you would.
That's how I am.
You would be the wedding singer.
Yes, I'd do it. Just saying. Now I
need you now tonight.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just like, and again, this just goes back to my whole. I think maybe it's at my age, the whole thing about for not even the people involved in the wedding, but the fucking couple spending all this goddamn money on a fucking wedding. It's so stupid. Because guess what?
Thousands. We've talked about it in the last movie.
Thousands, sometimes tens of thousands. And you know what? When you talk about it's the most special day of your life, is it really?
No.
Because usually later on, if you have kids, that's going to be the most special day of your life. And there's going to be a lot of other most special days of your life. You're spending all this fucking money on something that a lot of times there's going to be, you're stressed out that shit's going to go well. Worrying about every little fucking detail. And on top of that, you have to worry about giving an open bar to everybody afterwards and what's going to happen with that.
Oh, I'm not. No, this is cash bar, buddy. Like, open. It's open, but you're paying.
But it's like all this shit for a wedding. I'm like, at this point, my views on that have changed immensely since I was younger.
This has become wedding counseling.
It really has.
Not wedding crashing.
But the fact that people go in debt for this shit.
They do. Public service message. Don't go in debt for this shit. But I was going to say,
you know what ruins a wedding or a marriage? A lot of times, money troubles. So why are you going to get into money trouble before you're even fucking married?
I'm with you there. But I was going to say, when you said your best day of your life, you know what the best day of your life is? When you probably had a nice, easy day, and you get up at probably midnight, and you go downstairs, and there's some fresh made chocolate chip cookies, probably. And you just hate it. Those moments are the best moments in life when you can have all the cookies to yourself. No one's bothering, and you had a nice, easy day. I mean, you're going to remember that day probably better than the time when the woman you divorced walked down the aisle for you. So there you go. And you're going to love it more. You're going to love that cookie more than you ever did that woman.
I don't know if I would
man.
go with that story, but I think pretty much if you do get divorced and you don't like that person, I think every day after that is going to be the best day of your life, whether there's cookies or not.
Now, I do want to say this. There are some rules to wedding crashing from what I've seen. And there's a whole list of them. Like we learned here, number 6, do not sit in the corner and sulk. It draws attention in a negative way. Draw attention to yourself, but on your own terms. What's rule number 1, Anthony?
We don't talk about wedding crashing.
No, it's we never leave a fellow crasher behind. That's the most movie quote. Rule number 2, never use your real name. 3, never confess. Now, here's what I didn't know. 4, no one goes home alone. How many rules do you think they found and they were actually quotes in the movie?
Quotes in the movie?
Movie that they found that based on quotes in the movie found rules. Now, none of them were all said, but they were done.
You mean how many rules there were?
How many rules do you think there are?
It was 160 something, I think, at least.
115.
115, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, and then if you go through them, you know, they're pretty fun. Like rule number 9, whatever it takes to get in. Get in.
There you go.
Invitation. Rule number 10, invitations are for pussies. They probably should have put that as number 9 and then number 10. Like, number 12, when it stops being fun, break something.
I feel like rule numbers 6 and 9 should have been really important ones that they should have made sure stuck out at those numbers. But
rule number 16, you know this one, always have an up-to-date family tree.
Yeah.
Rule number 17 is one of my favorites. Every female wedding guest deserves a wedding night. Oh, number 18, you love animals and children, and they do. You notice how many kids they're just interacting with the kids.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, that should almost be rule number 1. Interact with the children, but not in a pedo kind of way.
Here's the other one. Toast it in the native language if you know the native language and have practiced the toast. Do not wing it. Always have an early appointment the next morning.
Of course.
Of course. Definitely make sure she's 18. You have a wedding and a reception to seal the deal. Period. No overtime. Rule number 22.
Which they break.
Rule number 23. There's nothing wrong with having seconds, provided there's enough women to go around. That's what I'm saying. This is a very sleazeball list.
Oh, it totally is. But a very well thought out one.
Yeah. Number 24. If you get outed, leave calmly. Do not run. Although I don't know in this movie if that was... there's just so many rules. I wish I could go through them. I think people should go look them up because they're pretty good rules. Let's put it that way.
You know, you think about those, it is funny. It makes you wonder how many weddings you could crash and actually get away with it because, like, you go to weddings, there's a shit ton of people there you don't fucking know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You just tell one person you're with the other side of the bride or groom, the other one, tell them, no, I'm with them. And it just, people don't pay attention.
You know, I bet the best way to crash a wedding is even better. Like, if you could find someone you do know in like a very, very tertiary way, like somewhere in your life, and you go, hey, man, I'm thinking about going and crashing that wedding, and like see if you can say, hey, and they could corroborate your story somehow. If you can get someone to corroborate you, I bet that makes it even easier.
Oh, you're in.
You're in. Like they can say, yeah, they're okay, more the merrier, you know. But yeah, I think crashing would be easy if you just kind of milled about.
It kind of makes me want to crash a wedding just to see if I can get away with it through the whole time because I would go there just for the open bar.
Yeah,
not to
would
score,
you cry
to get the open bar.
Would you put fake tears in your eyes? That's all. But I do want to get to the Cleary wedding or whatever. Senator, is it
Senator Cleary?
Yeah, it's not senator, is he? Or is he a senator or is he Secretary of State? Secretary of State. Secretary of State, Cleary. Yes, but I do want to get to that wedding.
Secretary of Treasury.
Treasury, yes. He can. Do you know what he can do to my taxes?
Fuck him up.
But what I love about that is when they're sitting in the pews and they're talking before the wedding, and I love he's like proper girl in the hat, just I fucked me, and everybody looks at him like whatever. Yeah, I love that, man.
Watch your volume, church voice.
But speaking of church voice, that's why we learned number 6 about the relatives in the family tree, because the one guy says, "I know she's dead," but then I love Vince Vaughn feeling the guy's face and getting all of saying they're religious. Like, to me, there's nothing more. I think they're masters of knowing what is acceptable and off-putting at the same time. Like, he was like, this guy's not going to question my faith. He's not going to come at me. I'm just going to touch his face. He's going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you touch somebody's face, you're crossing a huge boundary.
Yeah. But at the same time, because they're family, they're kind of distant family. He's kind of taking it, so he's okay, and like in a way that he can't be a dick.
There's awkward moments where you don't know what to do.
Yeah. Now, Anthony, the wedding vows. I was going to ask you, would you want to be my best friend and my co-captain, or my first mate? You can be one or the other.
No,
I don't.
I'm not going to be the Gilligan to your Skipper.
Oh man, the Burt Reynolds to my mustache.
Right. No mustache rides for you.
Oh no. Go ahead.
I mean, you're talking about like if you got married again?
No, you and me being a co-captains,
No.
Like, okay, whatever.
If you got married again, though,
yeah,
I would do it just to give the speech because I would enjoy that.
See, that's what I think you and I would be good at. I think if we were at a wedding party, I think you and I could come up with some speeches. It would be like doing a stand-up routine.
Dude, I'm doing one tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I hope you do a stand-up on this.
You want to know something? Since this episode won't be out, I'm gonna give you one thing.
Yeah.
I am gonna reference the Fast and the Furious.
Oh yes.
In my speech.
We're all family now. I'm taking a ride in my Charger. Let's go drift.
Let's go drift.
If you get my drift, this relationship is fast and furious.
Now, it may bomb. I don't know, but we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know how good of a stand-up comedian you are. I've never tried. I've always wondered, should I work on a tight 5-minute routine just so if I have that opportunity?
Here's the thing with this. I've been working on this fucking speech for a while. I don't know how it's going to go. I was a best man one other time in my life, and it was by default. I think I might have mentioned this. I don't remember. But basically, it was for a couple that should not have been fucking married, and they are happily divorced now. But basically, they asked me to be the best man because the other person backed out, and I was the only one they trusted to give a speech.
Oh, wow. They shouldn't have done that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that speech was very short and very lame, which was fitting for this couple.
A lame marriage deserved a lame speech, you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to get to a few things. So they go to the thing, and they go to the wedding, and he has the stage 5 clinger, as you said. Was that one of your 6-packs or something?
That was not a 6-pack. No, I just said that before.
That was excellent for my first time. Whoa, yeah, that was kind of crazy.
We'd skipped this earlier, but I have to give this as a 6-pack, even though.
You gotta go ahead.
Make me a bicycle clown. That's a 6-pack because I still fucking quote that. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah. Make me I do too.
I quote all the time, and so does my wife. Like this movie, whether it's quotable, it's built on quotes.
Make me a bicycle clown is
like because it's so quotable, and I say it all the fucking time. It has to
clown. It is definitely. And then I like. But, when we get to the stage 5 clinger and they're having the argument, and he's like, you better lock it up. My first Asian.
She was my first Asian.
And everybody's like, oh my God. I just want to say that whole thing argument, like I said, they throw in 100 mile per hour this whole movie. So it's like, what do you pick? But I do want to get to when we first meet Sack. When we first meet him, really, was when they go back to the family's residence on the island, and they come out dressed in their lovely outfits, which I do like Vince Vaughn's. I don't, now that would be very chic. People like that type of dress, so there
But
you
not
go.
practical for playing backyard football.
But yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I hated Cooper's character during that. He's like that fucking annoying guy who's trying to, he's playing at 150% on a touch football game. Like he's that guy.
Yeah.
Like we're just out here trying to have a little fun, and you're playing like it's fucking
And you think you're
Super
goddamn
Bowl.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, you think you're Ray Lewis. You think you're, what's his name? Bruce Smith, You're not Bruce Smith. You're not Jerry Rice, Ray Lewis. You're not any of them. You're Sack. Your name's Sack. You're my below my cock. That's what you are.
Here's the thing. To them, he is, as far as playing football, because he knows he can dominate everybody, and he's going to.
You could dominate on a field where there is a lady and people you don't know what they are. Although I will say this: if Vince Vaughn was allowed to, if his character Jeremy was allowed to play like he was able to, instead of having to throw interceptions and stuff, instead of being a good backup guy, how good was he since he was All-State? Because that's what I want to know. How good was he?
I want to find out.
I mean, because he's probably better than Sack, is what I'm thinking. Like he's a quarterback.
He's probably better than Shane Falco. Let's say that.
I mean, he's 6'5".
Yeah, exactly. He's got the height.
He's got the height, man. Whew.
He can put the ball wherever he wants.
But the other thing I hate about that is that other guy that's with him, his friend. I think that's his friend. That little pussy who keeps saying,
"Oh God,"
who says sack lunch and crab cakes and football.
Yeah, he is Sack's.
I quote that all the time. Maryland's crab cakes and football. I quote that nonstop.
He is Sack's designated enabler. I think he is his stage 5 clinger.
Yeah. He's a sycophant. He's one of those people that hang on and
Sack's Dingleberry.
Sack's Dingleberry, yes. To quote my own terms is what you're saying. Now, do you think Claire is hot despite her crazy nature?
Claire?
I mean, she's hot looking, but when you take into her attitude and the craziness she has, and are you like
you're talking about Gloria, right?
Gloria.
I was like Claire.
Gloria. Pardon me. Hey, you know what? I mix up the names. I guess I was just seeing their looks and not their.
Is Isla Fisher hot? Yes.
Well, yeah, but she's nuts in this. Like, would you like that?
You know what? You're crazy, and I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, she is a little nuts. I mean, like the whole dinner scene, that was nuts.
No, that would be too much for me. Yes.
Yeah. What would you do if someone was doing what she was doing to him at dinner?
I'm fucking
yanking him off under the table, or jacking him off, as he said, under the table.
You know what? I don't know what I would do at that moment. I think I would try to excuse myself and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm violating rule number 1. I am leaving a crasher behind.
Yeah, you see, that's why he never left. That's why he never left.
He follows the rules too much, but they're the rules he created or helped create. So
yeah. And I want to say this: the same old lady in Wedding Singer was in this.
Yes,
but she was completely awful the other way. She was a different person.
Yeah,
great range. She went from sweet old lady to racist,
crabby old bitch.
Yes, good range on that one. Do you know Jane Seymour? Not Jane Seymour. Yeah, Jane Seymour. She played the mother. She beat out Raquel Welch for this role, by the way.
Oh man.
I think she was still kind of hot.
Oh yeah, you motorboating son of a bitch.
Would you call her Kitty Cat though?
Would you motorboat her?
Well, you know what? I would say yes, because I could say that I motorboated her. So there's that.
I would.
I mean, I don't have a hall pass for that, but
I'm not saying I would now. I'm just saying, would I have?
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking, hey.
If I wasn't married, would I? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the part of this movie, the plot is that Sack is Claire's boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And they try to get him out of the way by putting eye drops, and I guess that works. I don't know how that works.
I gotta tell you, that's actually my generic for the movie.
Yeah.
Only because, for some reason, every time I see that scene, It just
Yeah.
makes me feel sick. Like,
Oh, because you hate people putting shit in their
no,
food.
no, it's not. It's one of those things where once his
And the
stomach,
puking.
once his stomach starts growing, that's not the puking. It's once his stomach starts gurgling and everything. For some reason, like every time I see that, I can like just picture what it must be like to drink saline, and
Ugh.
you know what I mean. Get that feel like I
Yeah.
can picture it like it's happening to me.
I always wonder why they didn't. Does that stuff work that way? Does
I'm
it?
assuming. I didn't look it up, but
I've never tried it, so cover your drinks. No, I would never do that. You know that's one of my things that I don't think you should ever do to people's mess their food.
fuck with someone's food or beverage.
Because I don't do it to anyone else because I don't want them to do it to me. And the moment you do it to me, you're dead to me. Like when it comes to food or anything, like I will
You
never
don't ever do that.
Yeah, because I just won't. I don't like dishonesty that way.
That's just gross.
I mean, you can lie to me about a lot of shit, but the moment you fuck with my food, I'm done.
Done.
Now, but after that, what the because we see the sack guy and how bit of a dick he is, and so when she comes back to check on him, and he's like, the moment he said, "Do ya, kid," is when I would have been out with that
Why
guy.
don't you
I
give me
would
a
have
7-Up?
go over there, and I would have went over there if I was her and smacked him. But this is the thing that I think us dudes hate about the way women are with some men is those abusive men. They always feel that there's something else inside them that's a tender little thing that needs loved that we don't see. And I wonder, is that where the mentality is when someone like that stays with that person? Is it still that? Because I always hate that trope. I always hate it, but it's not a trope. It's true. It happens all the time.
The funny thing for me in this with this movie is it's kind of weird. Like Rachel McAdams' character is supposed to be the one with common sense,
Yeah,
the normal one.
but she's in the fucked up relationship.
Yes, and she's accepting of that.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like if I was her, the first thing I'd do is say, "Fuck this, fuck you, kid," and just punched him while he was down.
Mhm.
Give him some shit. Now I want to get to Vince Vaughn's Wonderful Night because it's pretty much the whole night's a 6-pack to me. Is that one of your 6-packs?
No.
Okay, so when Isla Fisher comes in and ties him up and puts his sock in his mouth.
Oh, it's fantastic, but yeah.
Now here's my question for you: would you still hit that if you had to have your own sock in your mouth?
Well, if the sock
Tied up like that, you're
already in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just saying if the only way you could be with her, like if you had a hall pass for this, and she came in, had to put your dirty sock in your mouth and go to work, would you do that?
Yes.
Okay. I think everyone, except for whoever's dating her, he's probably treating her like shit. Okay,
let me hold on. There is a caveat to that because I had been doing a lot of mulching around the house.
Yeah,
which I've told you about.
Oh, whatever sock is dirty on the floor.
Socks, if it's after being out all day mulching, I don't know if I could go that far.
Well, dude was playing football in his, so
those socks, I don't think they're coming back.
And additionally, the rest of my 6-pack is the tummy sticks. Let's play tummy sticks. And it seems like when Todd said that, he said I was where you were a year ago. So it seems like he came out in the last year.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd say that. And then I'm going to also include the line. One of my favorite lines could have been the soft mattress or the midnight rape or the new gay art show. Every time I hear that, it just makes me so happy. I don't, So, anyways, I don't know. That's just me. I get excited when I hear that. I know you're not. I don't know. I don't know why you're not into that. And the painting, of course.
Why I'm not into that? No, I think it's a.
Why aren't you in it? The painting. What's the name of the painting? Do you know what the?
Oh shit! I forget now.
Celebration.
Yeah.
But so
painting was gift, Todd. I'm taking it.
He's a gift, Todd. I'm taking it. He's a gift. Although on that painting, just to let you know, Vince Vaughn does not own that painting actually anymore, and no one knows where it is.
Oh wow.
Well, based on some of the things I saw, I guess I could have looked up a little deeper. Someone may know now, But on the interview he did on AMA on Reddit at one point, someone asked him about it, and he said he did not know where it was. But he does not have it because everyone thought he did.
I would think if there's a painting of me with grape leaves covering up my junk, I would want to keep it.
Yeah, I agree. But here's I got a question for you. So then what we see is Zach calling a friend and hiring a private eye.
Mm-hmm.
Now at this point, if you ask me, or Sack, pardon me,
Sack.
I know I fucking do
Lodge.
it too. Sack Logan, or Sack Lodge.
Sack Lunch.
Yeah, but his last name is Lodge. But I probably could have used that as the name on something else, and you would have never known who the fuck it was because
I didn't know his name was Sack.
That's fucking A. But anyways, but I don't know why I hired a private eye because at this point, he's not really threatened by them because dude hasn't really made a move on Rachel McAdams, if you ask me.
I think he's threatened by him.
And I don't think he has a reason to hire a private eye. I don't think logically at this point in the movie he was at a place where that made sense.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
I think there's two guys that showed up that are drawing attention away from him.
Oh, you're okay.
And
I was putting it more on the girl. You're saying it's not about that. It's about.
And also, he is talking to his girl, and he's seen that.
Yeah, but not like. But I don't think he feels threatened by that. But I that's why I said I don't think he felt threatened. But you're saying it's more about him. It makes sense if you're saying it's more about him.
It's more about him, but it's about him. But it's also not that he's threatened. But he also.
Hold on. He's not the center of the universe anymore.
I think he could be partially threatened because Owen Wilson's character is a genuinely nice guy, and he knows that he is not.
That's true.
But
okay, I'll give you that.
So there's that, and there's also the alpha male jealousy that don't talk to my girl. That's it. It's done right there.
I'm gonna say that if I agree, because if it's more about him and his vainness and who he is, I totally agree with that because they keep saying that John is a real hit, and everyone likes him. So it's taking away from his shine. I'll give you that. It's less about the girls because he's talking to the guy about the private eye about hitting a chick with some
waitress.
Waitress, yeah. With sluts. Remember, he said sluts. Oh, I love sluts.
Yep.
What a nice term.
One more time in the morning.
Sailing, pretentious activity. I was going to ask you if it is, but it is. I mean, well, the thing is with sailing, isn't that funny how we think of it as a rich person sport, but for years there are people who made their living sailing that aren't rich. So is it now because you don't have to do it, it becomes a rich person thing because it's now a luxury to be able to do it?
Anything can be a luxury.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything? Taking a shit is not a luxury.
Shoveling cow shit could be a luxury.
For who?
For people that want to take a trip to an expensive place to shovel cow shit. Because these are the cows that provide Wagyu beef. We're going to shovel their shit. You can still fucking make it bougie somehow.
Now here's what I want to say. Now, when they get back from that and they go hunting, I just want you to know is if some douchebag shot you in the ass while we were out, I would have your back, and I wouldn't have just sat there. I would have taken that gun and shot him in the dick.
I'd shoot back. Yeah.
Well, no, you're wounded. You're on the ground.
I'm saying I would shoot back on your behalf.
That's what I said. I go over real close, and I shoot him in the dick. Yep. That's what's happening. Shit's going down.
I would shoot Sack in the sack.
Yes, I would shoot Sack in. Wow, we didn't know before it was Zach in the sack.
I shoot my mind in the Zach. How about that? I'm gonna shoot your Zach off.
Yeah, but I think this is when we start. Now, this is when I start seeing him feeling more threatened, and at this point is when I thought maybe the call would have been more appropriate for Zach.
It was already at that point. Now he's just waiting for the info to come back.
Because that's why he goes out and does the one trope that.
And the other thing, sorry, just to back up, I think also when they gave the whole maple syrup spiel is probably when he was like, "This has got to be a crock of shit."
The holy shirts and pants.
Or holy shirts and pants. Yeah, sorry, duh. That's what I feel like he might have been right there. Like, what the fuck?
They
No.
made the lie too big. They made it. They made
Yes.
it. They made
It
it
was
too big.
too much.
They should have said we were in development of an idea. We haven't really gotten there. We're living on funding. They could have said all kinds of things.
They could have just said we're divorce mediators.
Yeah, you don't have to lie. I mean, but it's the Wedding Crasher rules. Maybe you have to not be,
Or why didn't they go the other route and say we're couples therapists?
True that. We do couples therapy. Yes. Now, speaking of the couples, though, that's one of the things I hate about some of these movies is and like at the same time, it's the presumptuous announcement of marriage that he does. Like, hey, we've now decided, and she doesn't know that she's now decided. But
don't make decisions for your woman.
Yeah, it harkens back to the sliding of women, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's always their property to me, and it's not their decision when we do it. It's always been mine. It's like it's never gonna, and that is in today's world. If you tried that, I'm pretty sure. I guess there's some people who would be steamrolled,
but it's still to keep reinforcing what an asshole he is. So,
yeah. I have another 6-pack, and I think it probably would be a good one for you. I don't know if where you're at on yours, but I have when Jeremy's talking to the priest or Vince Vaughn's character.
Yeah, I think you're at like 6 or 7 now. I've only given 2. So
no, I've given 3. Tummy Sticks, Comatose Baby, and now this. That's it. That's all I've given.
I feel like you've given more, but okay.
I haven't. But he's talking to the priest. I like how he opens up to him.
A little sacrament here.
Yeah. But yeah, you better get it, pull it when it's hot or something like he said. But he tells him, everything, and then that's what ends up doing him in.
That was a confession.
And he is a priest, you would think, although he's not in his church. I get, but what you learn, I think what people don't understand, and if you are in this religion, the reason for confession, the reason it was born is so the people in power could know all your secrets. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the reason.
Yeah.
They knew all the dirt on everyone, and they could broker that power, and that's how that works.
At the same time, he doesn't exercise patient-client privilege, so he's going to go fucking rat him out.
There's no such thing as that.
Right.
There's no such thing as that. There's no such thing. With religion, that is. There's no... You may think there's an ethical breach, that's okay, but there's no...
It is funny, like the fact that people still believe confession is a good thing.
Yeah. You're just telling somebody else all the shit.
All your bad shit.
And it just makes you feel better to get it off your chest. I get that. But here's the thing.
Because you've been
brainwashed. They will call the police on you.
You've been brainwashed to think that. It feels better to get it off your chest.
Yes. Well, I agree with that. I like them getting caught. But I think but in my word, but I had on my notes here, this is when I thought Sack had a real reason. Was after they went to the beach. That's when I thought. That's when the real connection was made. So I thought that's when Sack would have wanted to really learn more about them, so that they could have, so he could get rid of them. So, but the timing, but where it happened was logical based on how the movie timing went. So I understand why they maybe did it a little earlier. But to me, he didn't really have anything to worry about till she went on a beach.
Here's the other thing you got to think about. Now, here's the other thing you got to think about with Sack. Not even just the fact of being threatened or anything, but he is at this point in with that family. He's got everyone in that circle believing all of his bullshit. You don't ever want interference with that.
Yeah. Was he full of shit, or did he really do the things he said?
I think he's worse than the Wedding Crashers as far as their plans.
Do you think he's really full of shit though? Do you think he really did the thing? I think he really did the scallop farm thing.
I feel like he did certain things, but he embellishes quite a bit.
Yes.
So
the little seal looking up. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Like it's like if you, I think Sack is kind of the person like if you would give $5 to a homeless person, he would turn that into a story how he turned that person's life around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He gave $5 to a homeless guy, but really he took him out, bought him a meal, a new suit, got him a job, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. So with John, so after they get caught, John goes home and he's feeling it pretty bad. And Jeremy is telling him to move on, and he tries to go see Claire at the thing.
Yeah.
And he asks Jeremy to come meet him, but he gets beat up instead, man.
Yeah.
That to me, that was awful. Like I mean, John's being a little clingy, but still, I mean, his buddy should have been there for him. That was bad.
He was secretly fucking Isla Fisher, so he was busy.
That's what I was saying. So then he comes to find out that he's with that, and that kind of makes it worse, doesn't it? That he's with the sister of the person that, like, you know, he probably could have gone. His friend probably could have gone to this party with her and said, and they would have accepted it because they did. Later on, we hear that the secretary accepted it when he was talking about flowers.
I mean, I don't know. Can you really be mad at that though? Like, he feels like he was betrayed because he's with her now, but he was the one that wanted to get out of this situation first. He stayed for him. So don't be mad at what happens after that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He stayed for you, so this is technically Owen Wilson's fault.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would have been mad at him once I found that out. And when he came over and announced he was getting married, I'd have been mad at that. I wouldn't have crashed weddings alone. It was pathetic. That was probably one of the most pathetic things I've seen.
It was bad.
But here's what I have. I have the biggest question I have for this whole movie is we meet Chaz Reinhold and it's Will Ferrell.
6-pack.
That's a 6-pack. Okay, but that's not the question. That's a great 6-pack. But who's the better Chaz? Chaz Reinhold or Chaz Michael Michaels from Zach and Miri Make a Porno?
Who's the better Chaz?
Wasn't his name Chaz? Chaz Michael Michaels? Or Chaz St. Randy? Or, who am I thinking of? I have the wrong guy.
Wow. What the fuck are you saying?
I thought there was a guy named Chaz, and I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
I am not.
Well, you are.
Oh, no. I got it. No, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Hold on a second. Chaz Michael Michaels is the other Chaz. I'm an idiot. It is the figure skater in the movie with John Heater.
Yeah. Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory. That's who it is. Which is a better Chaz? I don't like Chaz Reinhold.
Wedding
Crashers
is the better Chaz.
No, it's not.
Or I could actually say the better Chaz is in Airheads.
Who's that guy?
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, no. I think no. Better Chaz. I know. No. I like Chaz Michael Michaels. I like how stupid that character was. I like the movie Blades of Glory. That's probably what it is.
Wedding Crashers, better Chaz.
Better movie, not better Chaz.
Nah, I disagree.
Whatever. This Chaz was a dipshit. I mean, he's crashing fucking weddings. Funerals, yeah. And I always wondered, why didn't they ever run into him? He said he crashed the odd wedding here and there. Do you think that Jeremy and him kept it in touch so they wouldn't crash the same weddings?
No.
Because I figured they would have run into him at some point, right?
But here's the thing too. They've never met him before, so they didn't know what he looked like. So his
protege. He had to know him.
Huh?
Chaz Reinhold called Jeremy his protege.
Yeah. Owen Wilson didn't know who he was.
Owen Wilson didn't. But Jeremy, I'm sure, maybe he's been there and just never told him. That could be true. That could be. Because, don't draw attention to yourself. Maybe they didn't talk to each other because they didn't want to seem, like they knew each other. Especially if they were on different sides of the aisle. But I want to say the funeral thing was pathetic. But do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a Robin Williams movie called Cadillac Man. Do you remember that? I know
the movie, but
a Cadillac salesperson, and he goes to funerals, and he sells cars at funerals. Oh man, it's just awful. It's just awful. Okay, so we're getting to the end of this. Last thing we see is the wedding. Isla Fisher, Vince Vaughn. Their characters getting married. Is the grand gesture cool or is it too much? What Owen Wilson did when he gets there and he does the grand gesture, is that because that's a big thing in romantic movies, the big grand gesture at the end.
Right.
Was that too much?
Well, I don't know. It was too much. I think at that point it was his only option to get in contact with her at all.
Yeah.
He knew where she was going to be.
You want to know something?
It was also that, but it was his last chance.
Yeah, that he knew.
The next step would have been to crash her wedding,
which would have been awesome.
Before she
However,
said
you
no.
say this, but here's what I'm going to tell you. The original ending was supposed to have a Graduate-style ending.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever
Jesus.
seen The
God,
Graduate,
no.
where he comes and gets her and runs
Yes,
away.
I've seen it many times.
What?
Yes, I've seen it many times.
Oh, you've watched The Graduate? I'm
Oh,
surprised.
Jesus, God, no. Future's plastics, bitch.
And it is. Dude was right.
Totally.
If he'd have said silicon, that would have been even better. But that is a plastic. I mean, it is a...
Future is internet porn.
Now, I do like... A couple things I like here in the end. I like how the secretary turns on Sack. Like, the moment his daughter says... shows that she does not want him. He's like, you know, I put up with you because of her. I don't give a fuck.
Put up with your seal stories.
And your bullshit, yes. He moves on, and then Jeremy gets to punch him, which is fun, finally.
Yes.
I mean, you know, because before he was just holding back because he didn't want to ruin the
Tell
thing.
that to the Dalai Lama jackass.
Oh, yeah, the whole Dalai Lama thing. That's awful. That's yeah. And let's see my chiropractor, Mr. Epstein, Dr. Epstein.
Oh,
See, that's my favorite. One of my favorite parts too. Or I love later on where he goes, you know, I'm going to go see my psychiatrist, and we're going to put mom. And we're saying we have a whole other new set of issues. We put mom to the side. Like, there's so many good quotes in this. It's so hard.
It's ridiculous.
It's so hard. But my final 6-pack I'm going to throw out there, unless you have one first.
I gave mine.
That's it. Okay, I only have 4, so that's not bad, right?
Whatever.
6-pack. Actually, I'm going to do a generic first, then I'm going to end on 6-pack. So end on a positive.
You know, if we went to 6-pack for each of us, you would still go over.
Probably. Hey, generic. Bradley Cooper's character for me was too perfect to hate. Like, in the sense, like, he was the perfect person to hate. Like, they made him too hateable. Like, it didn't even make him redeemable. You know what would have made this movie more interesting and weird and tough? Is if they made him like Patrick Dempsey's character in Sweet Home Alabama. Make him the nicest guy in the world getting fucked over. Oh, that would have been great.
I don't know.
But we needed to hate somebody, but they made him too hateable. Like, they should have, there was no redeeming quality in that guy at all. None.
I think that's okay.
But I'm going to end on a positive, and my 6-pack, the final one, is the chemistry of Owen and Vaughn. We even see it later in The Intern, which I really love that movie too. That's a really good movie. There almost is a sequel to this, but it was never made, by the way.
I would have loved that. Here's the problem, though. I would love to see what happens with those couples crashing weddings. But
would they have joined them in crashing weddings? Would they have?
Well, they were going to at the very end.
I know. That's what I'm like. Would they really have?
Here's the problem, because I feel like if they were ever going to do a sequel, it would not have involved the girls, because they would have just gone back to them crashing weddings. I feel like that's what they would have done with it. We can't continue this because when you think about it, if they're crashing a wedding now, what's the end game? What's the point?
Yeah, they're not there to get laid anymore. Exactly. I'm getting laid no matter what. Am I just there to see if I can do it?
Wedding cake in an open bar, that's fine, but what kind of movie does that make?
Yeah, it doesn't make a good movie. I'll give you that. Yeah, they'd had to broke up because
exactly.
they found that the lure of crashing was stronger than the lure of the women. So.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it. That is our movie. Excellent movie, love it. Good stuff. But we know what time it is, Anthony. What time is it?
Memorabilia. What do you want from this movie?
You can go first if you want.
I think the easiest and obvious choice is Todd's painting.
Yes, that's obvious.
That
is definitely what I had as the number one thing. What you have?
It is. You got any second choices? I've got a couple.
So there's a few. I'm sure there's a few things we could pick for second choices. I have Vince's outfit when they change clothes like that. The pants and the whole ensemble. You put that on a mannequin.
The preppy outfit.
Old man prep, I guess back. But yes, that particular outfit. What did you have? What else did you have?
I had a couple. I think would be cool. Would just be the eye drop bottle. Just a little small, cool.
The sock
memorabilia, not the sock. No.
But that's part
the-
of that outfit, so I get
the-
that either way.
the football that they used to play the backyard football game, that would be fun to have and throw around dressed in preppy clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
I also
I feel like you'd
thought,
have to reenact the whole scene though if you had that football.
yeah, Bradley Cooper's shotgun that shot Vince Vaughn in the ass.
There you go.
That whole ensemble with the hunting glasses and everything.
Oh God.
Right?
Cheerio.
Like he was like fucking.
Do you got any other ones?
No, I really didn't think of any.
The other one I would have, which I would tell
The
you,
sleeping bag.
sleeping bag. If there was a way to keep it inflated and preserved to display the bicycle balloon,
Oh yeah,
that'd be
well,
fucking awesome.
I wonder if someone owns it as a deflated mess.
It's probably, I think it's just deflated and gone at this point.
But I don't even know how you would keep that.
I don't know.
That,
If there's a way to do it, that would be awesome.
They're Purple Hearts, maybe. But it's Stolen Valor once again. And the other thing is they actually on their website made it to where you could print out a thing of the Purple Heart so you can make your own.
There you go.
Which was once again, Stolen Valor people, I guess, they didn't like that very well. So there you go. All right, that is it, man. That's what we want from the movie. Do you want to rate this thing up?
Let's rate it.
Who's up first?
I think you this time.
That's okay then. I will do this. Okay, so I love this movie. It is not appropriate. I would say that this movie does not get made today. Just
I don't know about that. I think it does. I think it does.
I think there's too many feelings. People are too up in their feelings right now to make this movie. But
I think worse shit than this is still getting made today. So I think this gets made.
Well, I didn't say better movies are being made. I just said this one wouldn't be made. It's different.
Inappropriate stuff is getting made today still.
Oh, okay.
So
I'd have to see. I haven't seen it. I mean, I just watched Fast 10, so. So anyways, this movie, it's great. I mean, it has if you want to laugh from beginning to end, because I don't think there's we always say, when would you go use the restroom during this movie? I mean, maybe during when he goes out and tries to crash weddings on his own. That's about it. But even that is entertaining.
Yeah, it is.
So to me, it doesn't give you a chance to take a break because it just keeps coming with maybe the beach scene if you don't like mushiness, That's about it. I mean, that's it. That's your thing. So this thing throws 100-mile-an-hour and it doesn't stop. It's great. Very little negatively to go with on this one. I mean, like I said, there are some things now that they threaded the needle well with the gay humor without making it slight gaze, more slighting the person. I don't know how to put it. It wasn't like other movies like we've done that are they make it seem like it's an awful thing to be a gay person. I think this one did not do that. As a matter of fact, I think they're very accepting of Todd, except for the father. Forgot about that line. They empathize with my situation. What's your situation, Dad? So anyways, I love this movie. It's not perfect, so I'm going to give it. I'll give it 18.5.
18.5. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I am just going to say, which is funny, I think that's a very low score for you considering of what the summary you just gave it.
You're right.
100 miles an hour.
Because it's a comedy.
Funny start to finish.
Well, you want me to change my score now?
No, I'm just saying. I just didn't think you were going to go that low with it.
I was going to give it a 20, but then I thought I can't give a comedy a 20.
Oh, you can if you want to.
I don't.
If you're going for what it is, I don't give a movie a certain rating that's a comedy because it has to be below fucking Stand By Me, which is not a comedy. This movie, just like you said, first of all, there's nothing I can knock it for. I don't have anything. The only generic I gave was the sailing thing, just because I could picture that fucking, which is actually a good thing that they did very well in that. I'm going to say the fact that this movie is almost 20 years old and it's just as funny as when it came out.
Damn skimpy.
It's a fucking 24, dude.
You gave it 24?
This is a 24 comedy all fucking day.
It is very good. It's I mean, probably one of my highest rated comedies. I'd say that.
It's a 24. It just
I I'm not going to disagree with your feelings on it because I feel the same.
It is one of the best comedies ever made, I think.
I would want to know what the best one is.
It's a hilarious fucking premise. And it's kind of like, when we did The Wedding Singer recently, that was the thing. It's like, that's a brilliant idea for a comedy.
It is.
When you can get something having to do with weddings, it was great. And then this also, like, this is really fucking brilliant.
My thing is like, I think the intern with them, I don't know if it's their chemistry or it's the movie because I think it's a brilliant comedy too.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of hard I can't give every movie they do a 24. It just isn't going to happen.
This is the 24. This is above the intern. The internship.
Yeah. So he didn't have the chemistry with Kevin James. What's that movie that Vince Vaughn did with Kevin James where they had the car? They made it sound like the electric car sound like a car. I forget what it is.
Fuck, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I can't remember. He didn't have that chemistry in that. That was definitely not anywhere near where we're at here. But what's our average on this? What is it?
We are at 21.25.
Man, rarefied air, people.
It is. That's the same score for Ferris Bueller.
See, I don't think this is as good as Ferris Bueller at all. So that's why I can't do it. I can't make it better than something I know is better, as good as something I know is better than it.
That's you. I get it. The Hangover was 20.5. So
I gave it a higher score, right?
Yeah, you gave that a 21.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wedding Singer, for reference, 19.25.
Yeah, I probably give that an 18.
You gave that a 19 and a half.
19 and a half. Oh,
you gave it higher than I did. Let's see. I'm just looking at comedies. Austin Powers, 17. That was across the board for both of us. American Pie, 18.25. But I also gave that a 24. You did not at all.
It's too raunch.
Doesn't matter if it's too raunch. Let's see. Any other comedies near that? Not a ton. Nothing that's hitting up there.
That's all right. What else is just in the 20s?
Fast Times, 21.5.
Yeah, Fast Times. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Toy Story, 21.5. Not a comedy, but...
That's what I'm saying. The movies in the 20s, there's not many of them. I mean, there has to be only like 10 or so.
Major League, we got that up to 19.75, but that again was a 24 of mine. So y'all know what's sitting on my movie shelf, basically, as far as things I'll give a 24 to.
That's his problem. If he owns it, he's going to give it a 24, dumbass.
No.
You can own movies that aren't perfect.
I own a lot of shitty movies. Thank you very much.
I know, and they're mostly horror movies.
No, there's a lot of stuff that's just pure shit that I have.
All right, so that's it. That was fun. Love that. 24, a little high, but
no, 18.5, way too low. Say that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. He's gonna have to make this list available to people at some point, so people can see where we rank our movies.
Someday I will.
Someday. So, anyways, anything else you want to say?
I would just say I can't wait to go to this wedding I'm about to go to, especially now that I got all these new ideas from this movie.
Gonna
resurfaced.
Gonna try and find yourself a stage 5 clinger.
I'm just gonna try to get somebody to believe I have Purple Heart. How about that?
It is because your blood is purple. So
there you go.
There you go. All right.